Ashley, that I am still so red. So I'm going through these filters like, why am I so red? I
It
promise
really, it's
when
not
I
that.
look when I look when I look in the mirror, I am not this red. I promise you, I don't know what is going on.
I honestly don't think it looks that bad. It kind of looks like you just put blush on.
Yeah. No, there's no blush going on here.
I think it's cute. Maybe was your background the same last time? I don't know.
No. Nope. The
Oh.
last time I think it was in the corner.
That's a weird spot to put it though. You always change your background.
Yeah, I guess. I promise you guys, I am not this red.
Well, your skin looks really clear right now.
Wow. Because yet again, I'm on another challenge.
What? Is it the face washing challenge? What's the challenge?
It should be, because I have been really bad with my skincare lately.
Well, tell me what's the challenge?
Okay. My trading buddy, John, started another challenge. I don't know if any of our listeners know, I used to be a Beachbody coach, which if you saw me, you'd be like, yeah, no, you definitely didn't succeed at that. But I loved it. I really love Beachbody. This is not a promotion, and they're not sponsoring this podcast.
Are you sure?
They should, though.
They should.
Anyway, I love Beachbody workouts, and he sent out a challenge in the stock trading group, which I have not been trading for a very long time. But nonetheless, he sent out a challenge, and we're doing Lift 4, which is a lot of muscle work.
Ooh.
And it's
Eat that.
4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, resting on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then resting on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I corralled a couple friends, and we are doing the Lift 4 challenge by Beachbody. And here's my mat.
Where's your other mat?
My other mat is downstairs. He's making dinner for us tonight. Yeah.
I love Matt.
And I am sitting in front of a closet door because we just got our new windows put in throughout the entire house Monday and Tuesday. And therefore, everything is just all over the place. And I thought, well, I don't know where I'm going to record the podcast tonight. And I thought, well, I could just record it in front of a door.
I wish you had done it in front of your windows. I remember it's funny because I remember coming down there last year and you talking about the windows. It's like finally come true. Do you like them?
I love them. Yes.
They're new windows are the best.
Yeah.
You don't realize
I do like it.
You don't realize how much of a difference they make until you put them in.
Yeah, exactly.
They make the house look different.
Well, when we bought the house 5 years ago, we knew that the bedroom window was starting to get foggy. I don't know what the real word is, but the seal must have broken the window. So then the gases came out and it was super cloudy is what I'm looking for. Well, this morning, Matt got up and said, "Hey, honey, we can actually see out the window." You can still see out the window, but it was cloudy. It was definitely a film on the glass. And this morning it was boop. But now the problem is I have to find window coverings.
Yeah. Are you doing blinds or drapes or I don't know. What are there different ones? I don't know. That's the only two I know.
Yeah, we're going to do blinds. I'm thinking of the horizontal ones where you can put the top down.
They look really nice.
Get sunlight in, but then nobody can see. Or, you can put the traditional all the way up. My friend Scott called them accordion blinds.
God, I wish I should know more of this. I did some interior design with a group for a little bit and I knew nothing about these things. I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the ones that look like accordions though? Have you seen those? They're cool looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to circle back to the Beachbody thing. So with lifting, how does that work? Like say someone like me who does not have access. Well, I guess I have access to a gym. I just don't go there right now. But like how does one do it in your house? Do you just lift things that are around you?
Yeah, I have a set of dumbbells.
Oh, okay. So you have to have some set of weights of some sort.
Yeah, you could I'm sure that you could do gallon jugs, and then you could, if you filled them and they were too heavy for you, you could do a half a gallon jug or a quarter gallon jug. So yeah, but that's really all you need are the weights. And I have my yoga mat and
Hmm.
I put my mat down when I'm doing core exercises. It works just fine.
That's something I really want to work on this year is core and arms. I really haven't done a good job. I've like resumed hiking and I can tell my legs are just jacked at this point, but like my arms are so flimsy.
Yeah.
I need to review the emails you sent me then because be honest, I have them all, but I have not had a chance to look at them yet.
Yeah. My friend and I did the workout this morning. I'm calling it now the 6:15 a.m. workout. And she too was really excited. And we looked at all the all the arm, the muscles. Oh, but we did it.
Do you have like a
So,
goal of like how, like, is there a goal in mind at the end of this or
well,
you
there's
just to
supposed to
do
be.
it? Oh, okay.
Well, there's supposed to be a goal. It's you're supposed to take your measurements and
Oh,
weight and then a picture, a pre-picture. I have done none of those things because my goal is just to get into a better routine of lifting and then incorporate lifting into the Monday night workouts.
right. Oh,
So I always have lifting, but one night a week really isn't enough. And that's something that I'm learning is that I think I need to lift more than one day a week. That's not, I mean, it's good to do
mhm.
something, but it probably needs to be at least 3 days a week.
It's like very interesting to me. And I'm not like we need to have a personal trainer on here. Did we have one? We had
No,
Brenna, which was close,
a nutritionist, but
but I have a
I
personal,
can ask my previous one that we did the
yeah.
fall challenge.
Yeah, I could ask my old personal trainer. I wonder if he would do it because I would love to just learn about like muscles and I don't know. Like I've noticed, well, not noticed, but I've heard differing opinions on like certain people need to do cardio. And it's just kind of like food where certain foods just work better with certain people. Like certain exercises work better. Like there's a group of people out there that do really well with like deadlifts and lifts and all of that. Like if you I don't know anything of what I'm saying right now, but like I think there's just certain people bulk up faster than others. Like I'm just really interested. Like I do a lot better, I've realized, with like a lot of cardio. But like because well, especially my legs bulk up so fast. If I do any leg workouts, like hiking enough if you're just doing it to a point where it's cardio, but like lifting with my legs, like they just get so big. So I don't do that much then. But we should totally have a personal trainer on.
I just wrote it down on the list.
Yes.
Yep, we'll do
Yeah.
that. And my list. So today's episode is really just catching up with each other and catching up with all of you and you guys sending in your emails and questions and updates on what you're doing. So yeah, I've got quite the list going.
Yeah. So you want to go first?
I will go first. I was thinking, what is my theme? As I've been
Mhm.
writing it down, I thought, what what would be the main topic of everything I wrote down? What would be the main topic? And the main topic was on the go. That was the first thing that came to my
Ooh,
mind, on the go. And I thought, yeah, that's
why's that? Yeah, I mean, I kind of know, but tell the listeners because
yeah.
I know what goes
Well,
on with you.
we opened up the cabin the other weekend.
Hmm.
So I'm super excited for weekends at the cabin. And then, like I said, we got the windows put in Monday and Tuesday today. Now then, it's nicer here in Wisconsin doing yard work. So I'll be doing that. I've been reading a bunch of books lately, a Magica, and I just finished If I Disappear. And I'm
Ooh.
listening on Audible to Leading from Anywhere with David Burkus. And I want to reach out to him to have him on our podcast, not necessarily talking about remote work, because that's what this book was.
Oh,
It's
okay.
PMP. So through project
Mhm.
management, they have a book club. And I was telling my boss about it. I said, oh my gosh, we should do this book club. And she didn't really say anything, but I attended, and it was right before this. And he is just wonderful. And he did talk about being on podcasts. And he was laughing about, people don't really listen to the book, but then they want me on their podcast. And I thought, yeah, except we're not talking about the book. We're talking about psychological safety and how people
Mm.
feel safe and just him being a
Ooh,
writer. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That sounds so interesting. I think I'm going to find that book at my local bookstore. But I'm not a PMP though. Would you say it's like it
For project
applies
managers.
to everybody?
Yeah, it 100% is not just for project managers. And I'm not a full-time project manager, but it is for, I think, anybody who's working remotely from anywhere. His big takeaway, and my big takeaway, even though I'm not completely done with it, I'm listening to it on Audible on my walks, was that people who get to pick where they want to work, such as I love working remotely from home. I don't ever want to go back to the office. I want to see people, but I have no reason to go back, and I don't really want to go back.
Yeah.
They are the most productive. People that want to work at the office are the most productive. And the people that want to have a hybrid of what we had previous to COVID was if you work a couple days from home and a couple days in the office, they're the most productive. So really the takeaway is let people work where they want to because they're going to be more productive and happier.
That's an interesting like takeaway because we're currently going through this at my employer, and where they're kind of asking people. We just did a huge survey where they just asked people like, "Hey, what do you want?" Because we obviously from what it looks like, it's going to be some sort of hybrid, but because one of the great things about where I work is like it is the people, and I feel that sometimes I miss it. And I don't mind going into work a little bit, every once in a while, but yeah, I do find that like I am much more productive when I can work where I want to work. Like some days I want to go to the office because I need multiple screens and I just need that extra oomph to get me. But then there are other days where I'm just sitting at home doing whatever. But I think most places have noticed that they're productive. But then you come to I think right now a lot of companies are coming to a crossroads where they're like, I don't know. Like, I think there's become a fork in the road where companies want their people to be productive. Obviously, they want their people to be doing the most they can. But at the same time, they also don't want to lose culture. And I think that's where we're kind of coming from is how do you keep culture in a place where seemingly no one's coming in and we're kind of losing, well, I wouldn't say we're losing it, but I think a lot of companies feel that they're losing their culture. But then there comes where you always have to adapt and learn. And if that's what people want, how do you, instead of the idea of losing your culture, how do you create a new culture? Because I think eventually I believe that the future is remote work.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I do too.
it's inevitable. Like as much as there are people who want to work in the office, and I think that's great. For me, I like going into the office every once in a while to do like meetings and such if I need to be there, but I do enjoy working from home. And so, but I think a lot of companies need to figure out where that fits, because I think a lot of people have the ability now to work remotely and then live where they want to live. Like,
which makes people even happier.
And people, I think, are really loving the ability to like do errands during the day. Like that's one of my favorite things working from home, or like I can hike during the day for my lunch instead of having to just sit around for an hour on my phone, because that's inevitably what I do when I'm at work is I just sit on my phone for an hour because I have to kill the hour of time.
And send me polos.
I know, I'm really bad about that.
But for a while, you sent polos almost every day at lunch.
Yeah, I've gotten back to sitting on the terrace when I'm at work. It's so nice. Sometimes I'll sit out there with a coworker and we'll just talk. And yeah, it's just going to be interesting because I think a lot of companies want them to come in, but I think at the same time, you got to learn early on. You have to be an early adopter of like where everything is going and such. And so I think there's a place for working at the office sometimes, but I think in the end, it's like,
and maybe some organizations need to have a new culture. So while you might lose your culture, it might be okay to have a new culture.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of just you can still have the connectedness. I think we're all just in a growing pains right now where we're still figuring out what a remote culture looks like. And I think there also needs to be, and I think COVID hasn't helped, because I know for our group, they used to hang out all the time. And I'm a newbie on my group. So I came in the middle of COVID. I wasn't I haven't really got to hang out with like half of my coworkers ever. So I think I think most people, if COVID wasn't an option, would hang out and do happy hours outside of work, but right now they're not doing it. So I think we're kind of seeing a little bit of a struggle with that because people aren't going out to happy hours necessarily every couple of weeks. But I think they would,
Not yet.
I think that you could keep the culture if people are still getting together every once in a while. But right now we're still with the vaccines, still not out to everybody. They just can't.
And not everybody wants it.
And not everybody wants it. And you shouldn't.
And that's okay.
People. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Other things I have. Eating healthier. So one of mine and Ashley's New Year's resolutions, although we started earlier because we didn't just wait until the 1st of January, is eating healthier. And a part of being on the Beachbody Lift 4 program is also eating healthier too. I do love Autumn's 21-day fix and the Ultimate Fix and the Fixate cooking show, and they're super healthy recipes. Love them. So I'm doing that. And we mentioned it last time, but we have been working with Pam on a new podcast. So that is in the works. I'm hoping that we can get a little bit of lift off in the next couple of months.
I think so too. I think it's been like a slower onboard, but I think it's because Pam too, it's her first time like doing recordings and stuff. And I think it's been good for all of us to kind of talk each week because we've been talking in the back. Like, I think we're starting to learn each other's like, again, I'm like kind of, I'm newer to knowing Pam. So it's like, I love her obviously immediately, but like we're learning about like how we talk and like, I don't know how it's going to look, which is really exciting. So I think it'll be in the next couple of months.
I think so too. Just coming up with a better plan, how we're going to do it, what we're going to name it. We're still looking for names.
Goodness, who knew? Like, we have pretty much the idea of the podcast fleshed out for the most part. I think we're just waiting for that spark of inspiration on the name. Which we've had like a lot of close ones, but it's not right. And it's hard because your podcast is going to be known for that for the rest of its life, I guess. So,
well, it's digital.
It'll come to us. It'll come to us. Yeah, it'll come to us. Maybe I need to come up there and we can all powwow together. And
that would be great. And weekends. So the last of the update that I have is lots and lots of plans for the weekend. In fact, Matt and I were talking a couple weekends ago, and he had made a comment, and I said, yeah, we're booked until mid-May. We have things going on every weekend on the go. That's why I thought, when we talk about our updates tonight, what am I going to talk about? And I just started writing. And I thought, I mean, I had an idea of what we would talk about, but yeah, on the go was the first thing that came to my mind. Just busy. But I like it.
It's like a good thing. I feel like if you feel good about it, it doesn't feel, I don't know, if it's stuff that you love, it doesn't feel bad at all. It's the stuff that makes you feel busy when you don't want to feel busy.
Yeah.
I think busy and productive are just like so different.
They're very different.
I feel sometimes I am busy, but not productive.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not good busy, but yeah, I like everything that we're doing and what's been going on. The weeks fly by. I swear we go to bed on Sunday night and the next thing you know, it's Saturday morning. Let's go get something else done. Yeah, it's great. And spending time with the neighbors, I love our neighbors, and it's great to spend time with them too. Now that it's, like I said, it's warming up here in Wisconsin, so we have a lot more to do outside, which I love. So
beautiful there in the spring and the summer too. Wisconsin is so pretty.
Wisconsin is beautiful, and I keep moving because I'm sore. So
I'll let it go this time. Thanks a lot. You're fired.
Thanks a lot, John. He's the one who got me started with 75 Hard last year.
Yeah, you even told me the other day, you're like, I miss 75 Hard.
Yep, so I'm back on another program. I love it.
Which one do you like better so far? Would you rather go back to 75 Hard or just or do you like this one? I guess you wouldn't know until you've done it more.
Yeah, I like both. I like the discipline of 75 hard, but I also like the flexibility of lift 4.
I'm
We'll
good. I'm
see.
glad that you're still reading though. Well, I
Hmm.
guess it's just, well, you're reading a mixture and listening to a mixture of like personal development books.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to be real hard on the 75 hard part about reading 10 pages of a physical book. I
Mm-hmm.
think if I'm out on a walk and I'm listening to an audible and paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good too. I'm still learning. I'm every day I'm learning something new. In fact, last night, Matt and I were talking about our windows and we were trying to determine the difference between a 2-pane and a 3-pane. And we were both YouTubing what's the difference between a 2-pane and a 3-pane. And if you hold a light up, a flashlight or the light on your cell phone, you'll see 3 dots if it's a 3-pane or 2 dots if it's a double pane.
No way. I thought she meant like, what's the difference? And I was like, it's quieter, isn't it? Like,
It's supposed to be quieter. We do have 3 panes,
oh, that's
and it's supposed to be quieter. And then there's another layer of gas to help the insulation
which you guys
for,
freaking winter time. Well, and in the summertime.
and in the summer, yeah, we get really cold and really hot.
Okay, here is something I did not know. When I went to visit you, what was it, like July or August? I can't remember
Yeah,
what it was.
it's
It was
July.
and oh yeah, because wasn't it 4th of July?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Um, I did not. It was hotter in Madison, Wisconsin than it was in Nashville last year. Like I ran on a run. Remember that?
Yeah.
I took a Snapchat during that. I was like pouring sweat. And I mean, like, I've never sweat like that before in my life. And I've lived in Florida for 18 years and I had never sweat like that. It was so hot. It was like 103 degrees.
Yeah. We get bitterly cold and scorchingly hot.
I had no idea. Like, I was prepared for it to be like 80 degrees in the daytime. Nope. I thought I was going to pass out. Oh, God. But now I know, like, now I know next time I'm just going to wear like no clothes because it was when I was looking through our pictures the other day of our kayaking trip, and it made me like so nostalgic. And then how we had to come inside that first day because it was like, was it tornado watch? And
Or a severe
it was like
thunderstorm.
severe.
It was a wicked thunderstorm.
It was insane. And then yeah, the boat police came out and got us. They said you could stay though.
I know.
They're like,
It's like, I'm not a part of this group. They said,
yeah,
well, you own your own kayak. You can do whatever you want to do.
whatever you want.
But I would never leave Ashley.
Well, you could have enjoyed. I don't know. It would have been sad if you got struck by lightning.
Yeah, I would have been sad, super sad. And
Would have ruined our trip or my trip. But
all right, your turn. Give us the scoop on what you've been up to.
God, I'm trying to think of just
Hiking.
like,
So we've talked about hiking.
yes. So I've gotten back into hiking because, well, obviously because the winter time, it just gets bitterly cold. Not as bitterly cold as you guys are, but it does get cold enough where you don't want to be out there hiking. And it rains a lot in the winter. So wasn't hiking there for a few months. Went on a few when it was like semi nice outside. But yeah, just went on our first inaugural hike, my friend Leah and I, like a month ago. And then now it's warm again. And so we went on like another hike and I was pleasantly surprised. Like we went on our first hike of the season. We went on like a 10-mile hike and like a really brutal one. It's one of my favorite ones. And I was so surprised that I was not as tired as I thought I was going to be, like, which was a huge win for me because I thought, you haven't been hiking in like 3 months. You're going to lose some of that, like, it's like you're going up a hill. It's like a stair climb for a lot of these. And so I was like super excited that I wasn't winded. We were talking the entire time. And I was just thinking back to like last year when all sorts of craziness was happening and I started going on hikes as like a way to like center myself. I remember like, and especially when meeting Leah for the first time on our, like the first hike that we ever went on together where we met, and how that 5-mile hike, we were like huffing and puffing. And then like looking back to today and we were just like reflecting on just like the year because it was about this time that we met last year. And, so I was like, oh my gosh, like we are already doing so well. So I'm really excited. And so like now we're kind of coming up with our hiking list for the year, which I'm super excited. Like we want to do a lot more out of state hiking.
I was just going to ask you where you were planning on going and if it would be out of state trips.
Yeah, so it's going to be hopefully more out of state trips. We have some, well, I have one in South Carolina lined up probably within the next month. And then me and her will probably do some like North Carolina and Virginia ones, because those have been on our list. I think we're going to do a Mount Rainier one, which I'm super excited.
Oh my gosh.
That'll probably be later in the year, maybe September. I'm not sure yet. Depends on like travel restrictions. Hopefully those will, but when we hike, it's pretty socially distanced. Like we're out there and no one's there. Let's see where else. I don't
think we're even under any travel restrictions now.
Yeah, I don't think we are. As long as there's no like another, I think they were saying like something about a second wind. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I think with vaccinations, it should be fine. But yeah, I think the Mount Rainier one I'm super excited about, because Seattle, that is in Seattle, right? I
don't know. I thought it was in Washington.
It's in Washington. Okay, yeah. It's like outside of Seattle. So Seattle's one of my absolute favorite places ever, like city-wise. If I were to live anywhere other than Nashville, it would be Madison, Wisconsin, or Seattle, Washington. I love that city. But I've been to Seattle like 2 times, and I've never hiked that. And so it's just time. And so I think we're going to do like a backpacking thing where we go and we stay like a few days on the mountain. And I'm excited about it because I've never backpacked before, so that's been really good. Staying healthy. I resumed running because it was just too cold to run. And again, it gets rainy and it's just not, I don't want to run in the rain. It's just, you catch a cold and stuff. So I've resumed running, and I've slowly been getting back into that. I can hike for forever, but the running, I don't like, I'm excited, but also nervous because my running, I'm having to start a little bit less than what I was hoping for, because I wasn't running for a few months there. But I know we have our thing coming up, and so I'm like, I got to get back on the running train.
In July,
which I can't remember if we told our listeners we canceled our Crime Con.
Yes, we did cancel Crime Con in June.
Yeah, we just
I think 2022.
Yeah, we were just saying because it was going to be a little bit more shut down than like a regular one, and we just wanted to experience it in its fullness, and so. But anyways, back to story. So yeah, I'm excited about our what is it, half marathon coming up. I need to start training, like getting really into training, and also. I'm trying really hard to get better at making sure if I'm going to be running longer distances, making sure I'm fueling my body correctly, because I've noticed at the times where I am not eating correctly or not eating enough carbs, or that it's definitely harder to run, which is very interesting when you can tell. I think one of my one of my other New Year's resolutions was less food waste. And I've been doing a really good job about that. So I am very excited. I have those little blue apple things I was telling you about, but I've done a really good job. I wouldn't say I meal prep as much anymore, but I've done a really good job of like just knowing exactly what I need and just portioning out things completely. And if I have to go to the grocery store, I'm like right there next to a grocery store. So I feel a lot better about like wasting food, which is, I think, really nice.
I think that's good. That was one of my things too. One of our listeners, Stephanie, which we want her on our other podcast, but Stephanie had said that she bought the blue apple for her program.
Does she like it? They're the best.
I told her to let me know how it is, and she hasn't yet. So I might have to send her a message and ask her.
They're the best. Like I did a whole bunch because I got into a rabbit hole about food waste and like how much food we waste and like, but there are so many different, because I eat a lot of fresh veggies and fruits and stuff. And there's just different ways. Like I've always just like shoved them in the fridge and like just hope that they make it. But there are so many different ways of like how you're supposed to store them. Like where they need like a little bit of moisture, but they can't be like sitting in moisture. And it's just really fascinating. So yeah, that's been really fun.
And they like different temperatures.
Yeah, they like different humidities, different temperatures. I just bought a big sack of potatoes, and that is one thing that I have not looked up because I know there's a way to keep them from sprouting, but I need to look that up because I bought way too many. But yeah, other than that, the land search is still happening. I feel it coming. It's just, I was very specific with what I wanted. And so I'm not settling for land that is not perfect for me. So, cause it's an investment. And so it needs to be at the right price. I don't want to overpay. And I think part of what I've really, I'm trying to think like your whole thing about let's pick a theme for like our life right now. I think right now my theme is focus, because I've just gotten really focused. And like recently I had this idea that I wanted land in Tennessee, and I just feel like it's exhausting to look at so many pieces of land. Like I'm spending every weekend on the road, always looking at land, and it's hard because you can't be all the places at once. So I basically have gotten to the point where I narrowed it down and to like 2 cities. And I'm like, that's where it's going to be. Like that makes it so much easier. It's near some of my most favorite places that I like to hike. And I know they're great cities. And so I've done a lot of meditating on that and just like manifesting it specifically in those cities, because like they say, you have to be very specific with your manifestations. So I was like, this is the reason it's not coming to me, is because I'm not being specific enough. So you can't be like super like overly specific where it's impossible, but I narrowed it down to the cities that I want. And so, yeah, we'll see how quickly it comes now. But
well, the manifesting, we've been doing really well with that. We have had a couple challenges with our Monday night group. One challenge was Yellow Jeep, and I was a little disappointed because it didn't come right away. And then all of a sudden I was driving home from the grocery store and there was a yellow Jeep. And then when Matt and I were coming home from the cabin, I just happened to think of us manifesting, and I thought, oh, a yellow Jeep. Honestly, within 30 seconds, here comes a yellow Jeep. So that was pretty cool.
It's wild.
It is wild. And then we did peacocks. And then this week it's purple tulips.
This one is an interesting one because it's very specific. Like I like yellow Jeeps, you see them around sometime. It was harder for you guys because you don't leave the house as much as I do. Yeah. But I'm interested. The purple tulip thing is, I need to focus more on. I'm excited. I know I'm going to get it. It's just a matter of how it comes. It's going to be like a surprise, I think. Yeah, I'm loving these little challenges. They're very fun.
Well, and when you think about it, it's wondrous.
It's so cool.
Saying wondrous. It is wondrous when you focus on something so hard and you believe that you're going to see it or you've already seen it. And then there it is. And you think, how did that just happen? That's a miracle.
Within seconds. Like it's so fast. We had a great discussion the other night about like the idea of like trying too hard and like what are the blocks that cause some manifestations not to come true. It's very interesting.
Yeah, so, I like it.
I like it too. I've been really enjoying our Monday meetings, but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think of work's going amazing. I have had so many like opportunities come up that are just incredible. Like I just feel so appreciated, and just so many things are coming to me I just feel very grateful for just like everything that's going on in my life. And so it just feels like there's a lot of momentum, and I'm so excited for the rest of the year and what it brings. And I'm like really close to getting under $10,000 on my student loans, which is like been a big thing. So like my debts are like just being paid down at rapid speed, which is really awesome. So yeah, it's been like such a good year.
That's amazing.
Yep. Other than that, that's what's up with me.
That's what's up with me.
Yeah. Well, this has been super fun. I'm trying to think of, let us know what you guys are up to. We're already in the middle of April.
Time flies.
It really doesn't feel, I don't know if it's just because like this has been a year and a half. Well, it's not a year and a half.
No,
of like
a year
COVID.
and a month.
Yeah. you're in a month of like COVID. And so time just, I think, is kind of squishing together, but like in a good way. Though, oh, in reading. Yeah. I've done a lot of reading recently too. I've kind of fell off the wagon a little bit there. I don't know why. Like I don't know. I got like a little bit distracted, but in the last like week, I've read, I don't know, like, well, not the last week, the last 2 weeks, I've read 3 books. So I'm just like really on it.
When you pick it up, it's just bam, 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 off you go.
And I've made, go ahead.
I was reading super a lot. That's great grammar. I wasn't reading as much as I had previously. And then I just picked up a book and back on track.
Isn't it funny how like in the wintertime, you would think we would read more, and I read much more or much less in the wintertime. I was doing so much in the winter. It was crazy. I've been helping my boyfriend fix up his house because we're about to put it like up for rent. And so we've been like doing a lot of fixing up to it, painting it, and like putting backsplash in. And it's been like really exciting. Like we spent a lot of the winter doing that. But yeah, like I have a feeling I'm going to be reading a lot more. So it's, I don't know, it's exciting. And then we started a book club at my work. And so it's been really fun.
Oh, you didn't tell me about that.
Yeah. It's our first one. We haven't had our official meeting, but we got our book assigned. Our meeting is in 2 days. So it's Essentialism. I think I've told you about that book, and I have one to send you. I have 2 copies of it. So I'll send you the other one. But it's a great book. Like, one of the girls was like, one of my project managers was like, hey, I want you to read this with us. And so like, she's like, I got a lot from the book. And so I've just been reading, and I love reading. I was like immediately on board. But yeah, I'm excited for all the books that we're going to read this summer because I've already read so many. But I made a promise to myself that I cannot if I watch an episode of something, I have to read at least 5 pages of a book. So it's really like, it's holding me accountable from not just sitting in front of the TV. And I'm pretty good about not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would never picture you doing that.
Yeah, I don't really do that anymore. I sometimes, if I've had like a really long week and I really just need to veg out, but like I canceled my Netflix subscription. Like I really don't spend that much time in front of the TV anymore. But if I do watch something on like YouTube or like Disney Plus or something, if I watch something, I have to read. I like force myself to read it. But it's like, it's a good thing because it also keeps me from like zoning out.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's it.
Me too.
Well, this has been fun. I hope you like our like kind of new format. We tried something a little different, a little more
like
casual.
It's just like we're on the phone.
Yeah, I like it better this way, to be honest. I mean, not like we were stuffy before, but it's like, this is just so much more
stuffy. I don't think anybody would call us stuffy.
No, not at all. We're so relaxed, but yeah. Other than that, well, stay awesome. My brain blanked out on our thing.
And keep reaching for your anything.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh my God.